I talked about the alleged mistreatment of undocumented migrants on a flight back to their home country, and I talked about some of the conditions that they allegedly had to endure. And this person says, "How do you know they were still handcuffed and had no access to water?" I don't know. I can only go by with what numerous news agencies are reporting, and they're all reporting the same thing. No water on flight, handcuffed. How Brazilians were allegedly deported from the U.S. The Brazilian government slammed Washington after dozens of immigrants from the U.S. arrived in handcuffs following Donald Trump's crackdown on irregular migration and mass deportation. Brazil foreign minister called the incident a flagrant disregard of Brazilian citizen rights and demanded an explanation over the degrading treatment of passengers on the flight. The indiscriminate use of handcuffs and shackles violates the terms of the agreement with the U.S., which foresees the dignified, respectful, and humane treatment of repatriates, the ministry said in a statement. You can pause here to read some more of their statement. One of the passengers in the flight, Edgar da Silva Moura, who was being deported after 7 months in detention in the United States, said that many fainted inside the plane due to heat. On the plane, they didn't give us water. We were tied hands and feet. They wouldn't even let us go to the bathroom, he told news agency AFP. It was very hot. Some people fainted, he added. According to a justice ministry, Brazilian authorities ordered U.S. officials to immediately remove the handcuffs after the plane landed in the northern city of Manaus. Justice Minister Ricardo Lewandowski told President Luiz Inácio, I know I don't pronounce these names properly, and it is never my intention, so my apologies, of the, quote, flagrant disregard for the fundamental rights of Brazilian citizens. The flight was originally destined for the southeastern city of Belo Horizonte, but encountered a technical issue forcing it to land in Manaus. According to AFP, the deportation flight was not directly linked to any immigration orders issued by Trump upon taking office Monday, but rather stemmed from a 2017 bilateral agreement. Trump promised a crackdown on illegal immigration during the election campaign and began his second term with a flurry of executive actions aimed at overhauling entry to the United States. And if you just look, you'll see that it's news agency after news agency after news agency that are reporting the same thing. Extreme heat, no access to water, shackled for the entirety of the flight. You can just Google and just look up and down at all of the various news organizations that are reporting the exact same thing. This is how a Trump administration treats human beings. This is how Republicans treat human beings. Right? And don't forget that we had Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott using undocumented immigrants as political pawns, using taxpayer dollars from their states to fly undocumented immigrants to places that weren't expecting them and just dumping them off in the cold. All to prove a political point, all to have some kind of stunt that they can raise money off of and say, look what we did. Yeah, you guys acted like absolute fucking imbeciles. That's not how we treat human beings. I'm sorry. That's not how we treat human beings. The GOP clearly has no problem treating human beings that way or shackling them for an entire flight to fucking Brazil in extreme heat with no access to bathrooms or water. That's how Trump treats people.